talking.
Okay. Good choice. Chad, that's your first. I'll take a hand. Okay, so we are going to have the same steps as yesterday. Yesterday was a shortened day, so we're gonna loop back to what we did. When you get a percent problem, you're thinking through 4 things. First thing, it actually wasn't for you guys, but it was for my other 7th graders, so you're correct. We did get a full lesson yesterday with you guys, but we're still gonna loop back around to it because this stuff is important. First thing you do when you read is determine, is it mark up, is it mark down, is it percent? If it's one of those things, you're going to write me a note to the side, Aiden, sit up, and you're going to put an arrow up, arrow down, or a percent sign. That's the first step. You need to tell me what type it is. Then you're going to, if it's a markup, add the percentage to 100%. Change it to a decimal and multiply. If it's a markup, I add to what number? The percentage to 100. Add 100 to the percent and then change to a decimal. If it's a mark down, you subtract the percent from the decimal, change to a decimal and multiply. If it's just a percent of problem, you don't have to add anything or subtract anything. Just change it to a decimal, then multiply. Today's lesson, I'm really focusing on the first 2, markup and markdowns. You won't see percents of today. Example 1, read it for me, please. Corbin, diet cranberry juice. Nice.
Diet cranberry juice has 30% fewer grams of sugar than regular
Jameson one.
If a serving of regular cranberry juice has 130 grams of sugar, how many grams of sugar are on a serving of diet juice?
Vote. Thumb up, thumb down, or percent. What type of problem is this? Mark up, mark down, or percent? Nora, what do you think? What word clued you into that? 30% fewer. That means 30% less. We're marking down. Put an arrow down next to example 1. If it's a mark down, I'm doing what with the 30%? Lauren. I'm not paying, or I'm not getting 30% of the sugar. I'm getting 70% of the sugar. 30% less than 100. Let's go write what we're going to plug into our calculator. Our total is 130 grams. The percentage is 70. How do I make 70% into a decimal, Raiden? Say it again. Good. 0.7 or 0.70 would work. Now you can plug it into your calculator. What do you get?
Got it.
Logan.
91.
Make sure your hand is a straight hand and it's silent, Chad. It should be 91, and we want to label it 91 grams of sugar. That's your answer. That process is going to happen for the rest of these problems. The key to these is to pause long enough to make sure you know what type of problem it is and to make sure your decimal is moved correctly. Last example, then you got a ton of work time. Max, read example 2.
My subtotal at bookstore came to 1176. What is my total with 7% sales tax added on?
Thumb up, thumb down, or percent, show me. Sean, what type of problem? What clued you into it? If it's a tax, it's always going to be, remember like my giraffe story? The tax always makes the price go up.
You gotta tell that story again.
So the tax is going to be marking up. Sean, you guessed it, right? Maybe you just checked with your friends, but just make sure that you write tax and put markup, okay? Put that on your paper right now. Tax is going to mark something up. With this problem, I want you to actually pause. So don't put it into your calculator yet. I want you to think of something that I didn't go over yesterday. Why would it be hard to do this problem in a bar model? Why have I all of a sudden just like put bar models to the side? Why would this be kind of difficult, Liliana?
You have to draw 7 extra.
it's 7% extra, right? So I would have to draw like 7/10 of a box, kind of. That would be kind of tricky. Lauren, add on to that. There's a cent thing, so I'd have to split up 76 cents somehow, and it would just be kind of a mess. Daniel, one more. Right, that cent, it throws things off. So that's the reason, and just the fact that it's kind of inefficient. I want you to think of the bar model in your head, but we're no longer going to be using that consistently. It is a markup, so with the markup, I'm doing something with 107. What do I do with those two numbers, Avery? Markup means add. You get 107%. What's my next step? Reese. Great. What's that turn into a decimal, Jackson?
You put the decimal right behind the one because you have to do it twice.
Good. Take 1176, write times 1.07. Now you can plug it into a calculator. Okay. What would my answer be? Is that even? 13 with no extra. Nice. Is it different?
Yes, it's different. It's 12.58.
Oh, does yours say 13?
Yeah.
So do you have my calculator or are you using yours? Okay, so Corbin, your calculator has a rounding feature that is currently on, and I'll go and check that, see if I can turn it off for you. For now, you might want to borrow one from my classroom. Yeah, calculators can be kind of funny. Also, today you're going to be practicing. You're going to start to get really good at this process with percents, hopefully. And be careful when you plug something into your calculator that you're plugging in the right numbers. Don't go too quick that you're just messing up on that part and then you get the wrong answer. If it's 1258.32, you're going to round to the nearest hundredth. So 12.58 would be all I need to put. Yeah. I want the nearest hundredth, so round to the 2 digits. Take the second number and round there. Next page, please. Here's what you have. You have a map. This is kind of like a maze that you're going to start where it says starts, and you're going to read that question first. We're going to do this one together, then I'm going to show you how you find your answer. The dinner bill came to $72.48. Julio tipped the waiter 15%. We want the total price. Box total price and box tipped. That's going to be what type of problem? Thumb up, thumb down, or percent? Hadley. Hadley, which one? Put an arrow up. Tip means marking up. I want the arrows to the side of the box, not in the box. So put an arrow up or arrow down or percent. Aiden, stop. From there, I'm going to show what I added. 100 plus 15 is 115%. That's my percentage. Now I can start multiplying. What's 115 written as a decimal, Daniel? Daniel, 115. Move it twice. It'd be 1.15 times 72.48. That's going to go in the box, whatever I plug into my calculator, so I can see it clearly. And what would the answer be? 1.15 times 72.48. 1.15 times 72.48. Liliana, what'd you get? There's a 2 there, but I don't want to round that up, so you're going to go 0.35 because that's how you talk about money. You're going to look for 83.35. When you find that number, it is not the number below. It is not 80.75. It's somewhere else in a box. If you find it, raise your hand. Sean, where is it? Okay, right here. Right. So I'm going to circle this answer. And this is now my next problem I'm doing. A jacket is priced $35.99. You're going to go around until you get to the same place where you started. That's going to be all of them completed. If you don't see an answer on here, it means you made a blunder and you're going to check with your partner. When you move to your appointment sheet, you're going to get there in 30 seconds, not yet, and you're going to start.
I gotta get it.
I'm looking for 3 specific things. I'm looking for an arrow, up, down, or percent. I'm looking for how you actually got it in your calculator, and I'm looking for the answer circled somewhere on your sheets. Make sure you're working with your partner, not just blasting off ahead of them. If they need help, you should be on around the same problem. Pause and help them before moving on. You're going to move to...
What?
Wait, there's cool music, I think. Yes. Ooh, a point to 3. If you don't have a 3, raise your hand. That's okay. Put a check next to 3. We're going to repeat these sometimes. That's fine. Nope. Go.
So yesterday I was able to get 2 pages now.
Awesome. Thanks, Sean. Looks great. I'll enter these right now.